Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window from this afternoon. And unlike late spring weather, we saw more like early spring weather once again today. Only 60 degrees our high temperature yesterday, mid 60s today. And it was a cool one as we head up to Lake Chelan and the south shore of Lake Chelan and our Skyfi tower camera there. Beautiful shot though, isn't it? Some high clouds, some mid-level clouds, and a bit choppy on Lake Chelan today with just a breeze. But as we take a look at our 5-day outlook over over our work week, we are going to slowly warm up. By the time we get to tomorrow, lower 70s, same for Tuesday, lower 70s for Thursday before we really begin to warm up this weekend, and the same for you folks in Omak and in Moses Lake. We might even see some rain by next weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Seattle man faces possible charges of kidnapping and assault after allegedly tying up and beating his partner at a Chelan County cabin. A 24-year-old man suffered a gunshot wound to the leg Saturday in a broad daylight shooting in East Wenatchee. Travel on Interstate 90 was disrupted over the weekend by a pair of wrecks and a brush fire. And a Rock Island man faces trial for manufacturing drugs in a home Grant County drug agents are trying to seize through the courts. But first, our top story tonight. An Ephrata High School student drowned in a canal Thursday night on the eve of his graduation. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said Jesus Contreras, 18 years old, was swept away in the current of an irrigation canal about 4 miles south of Ephrata. The Sheriff's Office said Contreras was swimming with friends in the canal about 6 p.m. when he slipped beneath the surface and his friends lost sight of him. The Sheriff's Department used a drone to find Contreras' body about 100 yards downstream at about 7 p.m. Meanwhile, a Seattle man faces possible charges of kidnapping and assault after allegedly tying up and beating his partner. 62-year-old Carlisle Simpson Dean was arrested Friday after Chelan County Sheriff's deputies after they found a woman that was treated for a fractured rib and other injuries at Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. The woman told investigators she and Dean were staying at his vacation cabin up Icicle Road when he attacked her, tied her hands with painter's tape, and kicked and punched her repeatedly. The victim said the ordeal began about 12:30 a.m. Friday and went on for hours. Dean was held in jail over the weekend and scheduled to make his first appearance today in Chelan County Superior Court. A 24-year-old man suffered a gunshot wound to the leg Saturday in a broad daylight shooting in East Wenatchee. Police say it appears gang-related. Multiple shots were fired in the altercation near Knight Street Northeast and North Baker Avenue, reported at 1:28 p.m. East Wenatchee police said the gunfire broke out after one group of individuals had arrived at a home near the intersection to confront the other group. The victim, who lives in East Wenatchee, received a wound to his leg and was taken by a private vehicle to Central Washington Hospital immediately after being shot. He was treated and discharged after about 3 hours. Police Chief Rick Johnson said several search warrants were served over the weekend as part of an ongoing investigation. No arrests have yet been reported. A Rock Island man may face trial soon over a drug raid, which could also cost him ownership of his house. J. Daniel Doty was charged last year with felony possession of DMT. That's a psychoactive drug that can be made in small laboratories. Grant County drug agents searched his home in 2017 in connection with the Moses Lake case and allegedly found DMT plus the equipment to make it. Grant County's narcotics team then sued to take away Doty's Hearst Landing home in an asset for forfeiture. That case has not been resolved, and Doty's criminal trial is still pending. A new trial date was due to be set today in Douglas County Superior Court. In other news, travel on Interstate 90 was disrupted over the weekend by a pair of wrecks and a brush fire. The Washington State Patrol said just before noon Friday afternoon, east of Cle Elum, a westbound driver suffered a medical issue and his van crossed the median into the eastbound lanes, where it hit a guardrail before crossing the interstate again and striking a pickup in the westbound lanes. The driver of the van was transported to the hospital where he was reported in stable condition. The driver of the pickup was not injured. The State Patrol said about 2 a.m. Saturday, a pickup pulling a flatbed that was not properly secured rolled while traveling eastbound about 13 miles east of Ellensburg. The driver was not injured. And then yesterday afternoon, a brush fire on the shoulder of Interstate 90 forced the closure of an eastbound lane east of the Vantage Bridge near the Wild Horse Monument. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said the fire was reported just before 5 p.m. and had grown to about 40 acres by 5:40 when a State Department of Natural Resources helicopter was brought in. The fire was reported under control at about 7:40 p.m. Well, coming up next, firefighters had to use hand tools to gain control of a 6-acre brush fire south of the Beebe Bridge in Douglas County yesterday afternoon. Firefighters in Manson had an especially busy day yesterday, responding to 3 separate blazes. The Mill Bay RV Park near Manson has been vacant since September, but it's still a source of ongoing legal controversy. And a 2019 dashcam video of a suspect crashing into a power pole outside Moses Lake will be featured June 15th on the TV show Body Cam. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back. In another news, firefighters had to use hand tools to gain control of a 6-acre brush fire south of the Beebe Bridge in Douglas County yesterday afternoon. The Orondo Fire Department said the fire about 6 miles south of the bridge was sparked by target shooting. Crews responded about 2:20 p.m. to find a 1-acre fire spreading up the hillsides of the Columbia River. A second alarm brought firefighters from throughout Douglas and Chelan counties who were unable to reach the fire with the hoses on their trucks. The hand crews were able to direct the fire into rocky areas and limit it to 6 acres. Firefighters in Manson had an especially busy day yesterday, responding to 3 separate blazes. In addition to providing support to the hillside brush fire south of the Beebe Bridge, they also had to deal with a fire at Mill Bay Resort involving large logs. The logs were part of the resort sign in Manson that somehow caught on fire. A mini excavator was used to remove the logs and break them apart before they were extinguished. Manson firefighters also responded yesterday afternoon to a 1-acre brush and grass fire in the area of Boyd Loop Road and Winesap Avenue outside Manson. Well, speaking of Manson, the Mill Bay RV Park near Manson has been vacant since September, but it's still a source of ongoing legal controversy. Last month, a federal judge ruled the longtime occupants owed $1.4 million in damages to the Colville Confederated Tribes and the U.S. government for illegally occupying land held by tribal members. U.S. District Judge Rosanna Maloff Peterson said a lease expiration in 2009 meant the RV park should have shut down. Instead, more memberships were sold and the park community operated until the summer of 2020. Peterson says the RV park members now must pay damages for trespassing. The Mill Bay members are asking for a review by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, back in May, efforts in Congress failed to create an investigative commission on the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. Now, congressional Democrats are wondering what's next. 8th District Representative Kim Schreier was in our studios last week. She voted for the investigation bill, which passed the House but failed in the Senate.
First of all, when it passed the House, it passed with big bipartisan support. We got 35 Republicans to come on board despite a push to not vote for it. Second, I want people to understand that this bipartisan commission is it's a funny name for it because Democrats would pick 5 people, Republicans would pick 5 people, but there would be no politicians on that special commission. And, it would be modeled after the 9/11 Commission. And the idea is to bring in law enforcement and military, people to really look at this and say, what went wrong that we could have an insurrection, a riot at the Capitol, that people could be breaking windows and threatening the lives of senators and members of Congress and the vice president. And how can we make sure that never happens again? Because I'll tell you, it was not a normal day. So then your question, I know I'm going on for a little bit here. So your question is, should we just do it in the House? The bill that the Senate, that the Republicans in the Senate just voted down, that's what I was just talking about. No politicians, not a partisan thing. I would like it to keep it out of the political realm, because I think we all deserve to know what happened and why, to prevent it in the future, because it was really a travesty and very scary for a person who was there.
Do you want to talk about your experiences of that day? Because I don't think we've really heard your account truthfully.
I guess one of the things that I think about from that day is that as we were driving in the morning, we were sort of jesting about how we kept hearing on the news that special security had been put in place and that members of Congress were given special instructions. And I was like, did you guys get special instructions? Because all I was told was to drive in before 9 and not go outside. And then somebody said, I heard that people have maps of the tunnels. And so we were all on high alert. I mean, it was very obvious to us, and if it was obvious to us, it really should have been obvious to law enforcement that bad things were potentially going to happen that day. I specifically stayed in my office, COVID times and safety issues, and we kept getting alerts. A suspicious package was found. Evacuate this other building. Where should you go? If you're going to go anywhere, use the tunnels, stay inside, which is exactly where it would have been dangerous to be. And so, eventually the directive came to close all blinds, turn off the lights, stay silent. And there were a lot of hours of staying silent while we just all wondered, where's the National Guard? Where are the helicopters? Like, how is it that people are breaking into the Capitol? And for my colleagues who were on the floor, I mean, they are still dealing with trauma. For the police officers, the Capitol Police, who just saw this bill voted down that would have looked into why they were put at risk, why they didn't have riot gear, why they were not equipped to deal with this. Like, that's a real disservice to them. They're dealing with their own trauma, and many of them are leaving, and a couple have committed suicide. Like, this is a really big deal that should not be swept under the rug and that we cannot allow to happen again.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. And boy, our weather kind of a slap in the face. We were in the 90s last week. We get to Saturday, that wind came up as we predicted, and boy, it cooled off. And then yesterday, barely 60 degrees with lots of clouds out there. We are seeing some clouds, or we did see some clouds this afternoon all around North Central Washington, and that kept our temperatures down a little bit, but still provided for a beautiful shot from our Sky-Fi Tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights, our cross camera. But as I mentioned, not that warm today. In fact, over 10 degrees below, in fact, 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. 76 is normal. We got to 66 unofficially today. It was a cool start too at 45. 53 is our normal low temperature. Record high just a few years ago, 99 degrees back in 2015. Record low was in 2002 at 42 degrees. Sunrise this morning, 5:05, and sets tonight for us at 5 minutes to 9. Let's take a look at your Tuesday forecast. Things will slowly warm up, and I'm talking very slowly. Tomorrow, the good news, a little less of a breeze tomorrow, and we'll see more sunshine too. Temperatures mid-70s around Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy, and I don't think these are the correct temperatures. I messed up. I think these are Friday into Saturday temperatures, but tomorrow we're primarily looking at highs between 65 and 70 around North Central Washington. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. It will be another cool one overnight with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, partly to mostly cloudy around tonight. As we get you into Tuesday, we talked about temperatures still cool. They will be slightly warmer, but still below normal with partly cloudy skies. Here's some high pressure beginning to build, and that will push into the western part of the United States by later in the week. For Wednesday, mostly sunny skies. We will see a bit of a west breeze on Wednesday and mild, and here is our next storm system. We'll talk more about that as we get a little closer to the weekend. Mostly sunny skies for our Thursday. Should be a nice one with high temperatures getting back to about normal, and as we just talked about, that's basically in the mid-70s. Here's that next area of rain associated with a low pressure system. It will move just a little bit closer to us on Friday, bringing increasing clouds throughout the day, and then by Friday night, about a 30% chance of some scattered showers. So boy, we could sure use the rain, so a little bit of shower activity wouldn't be a bad thing. For Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance for on and off again showers on Saturday. I think they'll be more off than on for Saturday as the parades, of course, and all things apple blossom really take effect on Saturday. Temperatures will warm up too this weekend. That's good news with highs in the upper 70s. And then on Sunday, mostly cloudy, maybe just a leftover isolated sprinkle, and we will warm up. We're talking highs on Sunday in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. 46 tonight, so a little bit cool once again. 72 tomorrow, 73 for both Wednesday and Thursday. And there's where that low pressure system kind of takes a hold of our weather, both Friday, Saturday, possibly into Sunday. But the good news, we will warm up. 78 Saturday and 81 on Sunday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's Sports Report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Mariners split a 4-game series with the Angels over the weekend, earning a 9-5 victory Sunday to wrap it up. Donovan Walton provided a spark as the 9th man in the batting order for Seattle that helped Logan Gilbert earn his first victory on the mound as a professional. Walton's big hit came with the game tied at 1 in the top of the 3rd.
That's where we are as we play in the 3rd.
Yeah, the bottom of the lineup has done some damage.
Well, he turns on this, rides it a long way, hits the pole. That's a home run. Donovan Walton, his second big league home run as he leads off the 3rd. 2-1 Mariners. Play aggressive.
Yeah, first pitch home run for Upton, and now Donovan Walton. Exit below of 102, 354 feet off the pole. Teammates excited about it. I've been turning on this fastball.
I think Sandoval is as surprised as you and I.
I mean, that might have even been in off the plate, and he's able to keep it fair.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it took until his 5th start in the majors, but the run support helped Logan Gilbert notch his first win by going 5 innings, giving up just 1 run on 2 hits with 7 strikeouts.
Struck him out. That is a big one.
To see him in some trouble there, and that fact that he was able to get out of it. Nice fastball up out of the zone to get him to chase.
Another strikeout, his 3rd, 1 down in the 4th inning. And another to that tally. Runners go, pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him. Big strikeout. And that's a great way, a crispy way, a dominant way to finish off the 5th inning. His 7th strikeout as he goes 1, 2, 3 in the 5th.
Despite a wild 9th inning that saw both teams combine for 8 runs, Seattle hung on for the victory. Manager Scott Service was happy for Gilbert to get the win.
To get that first win today, they're celebrating that in the clubhouse right now with Nuke Lelouch, I think is what he was nicknamed today. So all good there. He threw the ball really well. He had traffic. He made some big pitches. Then he gets 7 strikeouts, a few more walks than he's used to having, but really made some big pitchers against some big time hitters. So offensively, everybody chipped in, but no bigger than Donnie Walton and J.P. Crawford today. I thought those guys were outstanding at the plate. Clutch hits, kind of kept the line moving, and fortunate we were able to put a big inning there together at the end of the game. So nice ball game. Nice to split the series. We were right in. You feel like you should probably win all 4, but that's baseball. We had a lead last night. We're right in that game. The second game of the series, but nice to see the guys bounce back today.
Seattle has the day off today before beginning a 3-game series in Detroit, that is, tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a look at the rest of the American League West on Sunday. Jose Altuve and Chase McCormick hit home runs in Houston's 6-3 win over Toronto at Salem Field in Buffalo, New York. Blue Jays still don't have a home field in Toronto because of COVID-19. Tampa Bay erased a 1-run deficit with 3 in the 8th and scored another 4 in the 9th for good measure in a 7-1 win over Texas. Yandy Diaz had a home run and drove in 3 for the Rays. Herman Marquez and 2 relievers held Oakland to 1 run on 8 hits and struck out 11 A's batters in Colorado's 3-1 win. Oakland still leads the West by a game over Houston. Seattle remains 5 games back in 3rd place. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox went 1-2 over the weekend in Portland to begin West Coast League play, including Sunday's 11-1 defeat at the hands of the Pickles. Bradley McVeigh and 5 relievers held Wenatchee to 1 run on 4 hits and struck out 10. The lone bright spot for Wenatchee came off the bat of catcher Ben Lead in the top of the 3rd. The opposite field home run caused some confusion. As you see it leave his bat here, it'll chase over the right field fence. They think, but they're not sure. You'll see Lead here stop at 3rd base because the umpires are like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's a ground rule double. Maybe it's, it can't be a ground rule triple. There's no such thing. The umpires gather on the infield portion of the field, and they say, oh, okay, home run. There you go. Ben lead, opposite field home run. Certainly some confusion there. Finally, they said, yeah, it's a home run, so go around and score. Apple Sox have the day off today before returning home to host the Walla Walla Sweets in the first of 3 games tomorrow at 6:35. After 3 with Walla Walla, Wenatchee hosts Bellingham for 3 coming up this weekend. By the way, I'll be throwing out the first pitch in the game on Thursday night at Paul Thomas Senior Field against the Sweets, so I'm looking forward to that. Other West Coast League action on Sunday. Jaden Shepard's 2-run single in the bottom of the 8th was the difference for Cowlitz as the Bears came from behind to beat Walla Walla 5-4. Cody Darcy hit 2 home runs and drove in 4 to lead Ridgefield to a 13-0 win over Ben. Raptors swept all 3 games from the Elks over the weekend. Garrett Lake's 2-run home run highlighted a 3-run 10th inning as Port Angeles overcame Bellingham 10-7. Bells led that game at one point 7-0 before the lefties began their comeback in the 6th. Chase Graves' bases loaded triple helped lead Yakima Valley to a 10-1 win over Corvallis. Kenny Johnson earned the win on the mound, going 6 innings and allowing no runs on 3 hits with 6 strikeouts. Only game on the schedule today in the West Coast League. Port Angeles hosting Corvallis tonight. Taking a look at the boys basketball scoreboard from over the weekend. Yes, we still have high school sports going on. Chelan beat Quincy Friday 87-53 and then turned around and beat Omak Saturday 71-50. Lake Roosevelt's game over the weekend were canceled, and a Big 9 play Saturday. Davis beat Moses Lake 82-65. On the schedule tonight, Cashmere is traveling to Quincy, while Manson is hosting Moses Lake Christian. Waterville Mansfield hosting Bridgeport tonight at 8 o'clock. Girls play on Friday. Cascade Christian Academy beat Wenatchee's JV 42-12. Chelan got by Quincy 49-27. Lake Roosevelt and Omak's Friday game was canceled, so too was the Raiders game against Brewster on Saturday. Chelan edged Omak Saturday 46-42. On the girls' schedule today, Cashmere is playing at Quincy. Also, Manson hosting Soap Lake. Cascade Christian Academies at Etiat. Bridgeport up on the plateau for Waterville Mansfield here coming up in just a bit. Eastmont Lane's a busy place earlier today for some girls bowling. Eastmont was entertaining Moses Lake while Wenatchee was taking on Sela. We'll have results for you coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And Wenatchee Valley Super Oval celebrated the graduates from the class of 2021 Saturday night with 5 classes of racing. Wenatchee's Luke Shaw grabbed the checkered flag in the main event for the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. East Wenatchee's Cameron Doyle was second, followed by Union Gap's Jim Zurazua. Chad Holliday continued his dominance in the Holiday's custom muffler B-Mods with a victory. Ephrata's Bart Hector Jr. was second, followed by Patrick Mullins of Natchez in third. It was a night for out-of-towners in the 3 other classes at WVSO, beginning with the Plum Perfect Roadrunners. Arlington's Dawson Cox won the main event, with Jackson Beckel of Snohomish taking second. East Wenatchee's Kyle Spalding was third. Then in the Northwest Pro 4 Trucks main event, Stanwood's Chris Wisman finished first, followed by Everett's Terry Warren and Belfair's Jeremy Pratt. Finally, in the WMRA Midget main event, checkered flag fell for Spanaway's Tony Seidelman. Nick Larson of Graham was second, followed by Olympia's Garrett McLeese third. Next race at the Oval will be June 19th to celebrate Father's Day night. Racing will include the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models, Mountain Dew Junior Late Models, the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, Holiday's Custom Muffler B-Mods, Bandoleros, and, not to be left out, the Northwest Vintage Modifieds. That's a look at sports news. Grant, back to you.
Stories and other news from around North Central Washington. You can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.